Hello and welcome to this another exciting episode of Smooth Operator's Call Center Chaos. I am your host, the Camera Andy, and today we're going to be starting a brand spanking new call center, because even though I already did a video on this, I did a little kind of quick look, if you will, at this, and I fell in love with it and I wanted to keep playing, so I was like, let us start a brand new call center. Sorry about this awkward intro, because I just had to start my timer on my iPod so that I would know when 15 minutes are up. So, let us call this Andy's Muffins Incorporated, because everything's always better when it's unincorporated. So, in the time between me having done the actual kind of quick look to me doing this video right now for you, I did a lot of research and I found out a few very interesting facts about this game and its mechanics. So I actually wrote them down in a little book, and I can't remember which book it is because I have many little books. It's this one though. That basically each office can handle a certain number of calls a day at their base rate, which means they're not upgraded. So, basically, 4 outbound officers can handle 100 calls per day. 150 inbound can, 4 inbound can handle 150 calls per day, and then 4 back office can handle 110 mail per day. So that gives me a really good metric with which to start building my offices with. So I can now plan for this. So let us build 2 operations, which should be, if I'm going to do inbound, that's going to be 300? That's going to be about 300, and I need to do 500. So I'm going to need 2 more of these offices. So I'm going to want to go operations, and then an operations. And we're going to want to just go 110% inbound. There we go. There we go. Nice and simple. So each of these guys, all 4 of these guys, are going to be handling 150 calls per day. So over on that side, there's going to be 300, because it would be 100, 200, 100, yeah. So it would be 300 on that side. And then another 300 on this side. So they're going to be handling 600 calls per day. In theory now, this should get our inbound completely squared away this time. In theory. Only thing is, people have to leave and do stuff. Oh, actually, that's another thing that we're going to want to do. We're going to want to slow this down, and we're going to want to buy an elevator. So as you can see, I've left myself a couple of spaces all over the place here. So I've left myself a space here, left myself a space here, left myself a space here, left myself a space here. Now that is because one person suggested planning transport for the future to be between each section, so that you basically have hundreds of elevators. I thought that it was a bit much, but I'm going to actually give it a try. Sanitary, so we're going to have a toilet there, and we can't afford anything else, unfortunately. So that should hopefully stop people from having to go home quite as much. We can also... no, we can't. Recreation costs 5,000, sorry. So now we're having all of our people come in, and hopefully, by the end of this day, we've taken 100 inbound calls already, which is cracking. So hopefully, by the end of today, we should get all of our inbound completely squared away. And that should meet our quota. And this will do us up until 600 calls are needed, which I think is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to make the ground floor entirely inbound only for now. There we go. we've just smashed our inbound. Nobody's going to be able to do anything for a while, because obviously they've not got anything to do. They have no way of going up. They absolutely trashed the call quota there, though. Still ages to go on the day. Wow, okay. I didn't imagine they'd smash it quite so quickly. Okay, so I want to buy a few more operations desks, because I'm going to start planning for when we start wanting to get outbound going. But the next day, I'm actually going to start saving up for my lift, because we're going to want one lift, bare minimum, to get our people up to the top floor and up to the toilets and stuff like that. Because we're going to want to start getting our outbound sorted. Because the next day as well, we're going to have back office to start doing. Freaking crazy. So there we go. We didn't lose a single call on our inbound stuff. Cracking. That is cracking. So we've got a little bit extra cash. Because we did so well, we earned our money back. So we've now got the ability to hire janitors, which we should do soon. Another piece of advice, the person that I read the article from, was that hiring janitors for them was a case of hiring one janitor for each room you have. So right now I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 janitors. I'd hire 4 janitors. Again, sounds a bit mental, but apparently it works. The same thing with IT technicians. Hire 1 IT technician per room, apparently. Or was it per floor? I think it was per room. It's a bit crazy, but it apparently worked for them, so it should work for us. We're going to try and get ourselves up to $5,000 so that we can actually get ourselves the lift. I'm hoping that we're capable of getting the lift this day, because otherwise, outbound and back office is going to be a bit crazy. Let's see if we can do it. I don't think we will. No, we won't. Which is a shame, to be honest. So, outbound they can handle 100 calls per day. So, let's look at my reports. We have outbound calls. We are being offered 200 outbound calls. So, I technically only need 2 outbound offices. But what I'll do is I'll get an outbound floor completely squared away once I've got this lift up and running. So that what we'll end up having is, like, inbound calls on the bottom floor, outbound calls up here, and then along here we'll have, like, maybe an office or something like that. Maybe a janitor or 2. Actually, that's what I could use this floor for, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can handle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. We could have 3 more. I reckon 4 IT support officers here. And then the rest are going to be janitors. Hopefully that should clean everything up and keep all of our computers up and running when we get going. So our inbound and back office are still at what they started off at. We are getting more inbound calls being offered to us because we're actually smashing our targets, which is cracking. I love that. And we can now hire IT tech support, which should become a priority for us, because once our computers go down, that's it. We'll be incapable of doing anything after that, which would be a ball ache, because if these computers go down and we don't have enough money to pay for, like, IT tech support and building their offices and stuff, basically this office goes down the shitter. So hopefully we get enough money in now to get ourselves an elevator, which is only 5,000, which we are getting very close to very quickly. 1 more 100. There we go. 1 elevator plugged in. Now people don't have to go home. They can stick around in the office to go get food and stuff, which means we're going to have our staff a little bit closer to hand, which is amazing for productivity. So okay, so our reports, we have completely smashed it again. we're not going to be struggling until we reach 600, so we need to get to another 100 inbound coals being offered so that we can actually be okay here, because these people are getting a little unhappy because, you know, they're just sitting around. Outbound and back office will stay as it is, so I'm not going to have to worry about that too much. We have 440 in the kitty. Shouldn't be spending too much on people's wages though, because obviously we don't have much staff. So I think tomorrow, or in this next day coming, we should definitely think about getting our IT staff set up. I can put up with slightly unhappy workers because, you know, their desks are messy. I can put up with that. I cannot put up with workers being incapable of working because their computer is broken. So we're going to want to make enough money to get... We need 2,500. No, we don't. We need 2,750 for service. Once we have that money sorted out for us, we need to hire the service staff, so we need to get 600 as well. So that's not too bad. That's like 3,500 odd. I'm probably overestimating that a little bit. We should be okay with that. But as long as I get the office set up, after that, anything that we make, we can put towards getting our IT guys. So we had exactly 1,000 then. So this is going a little slower. What is our projected? So they are actually getting us quite close to our 600. So we should be kind of hitting our head against the ceiling a little bit when it comes to our inbound calls being sorted. Now we have completely destroyed that again. Another day, another 100 quid bonus, but we're going to lose 200 quid, so, you know, it's not that great if you think about it, because, you know, we're basically only making 100 quid. No, we're not even doing that, we're losing 100 quid. So, you know, if you think about it, the bonus isn't that great right now, but once we actually get our outbound and back office up and running, we'll be smashing those targets with those as well. Now, as you can see, our offices are starting to get a little destroyed, a little icky. You know, they're a bit messy. They've got cracks in the walls and stuff, so we're going to want to sort those out and get those fixed up. We made 1,620 revenue this time. We lost no calls, which is amazing. We made a total of $1,207 this turn. That's a great input. That's a great like bring in. We can now hire operational managers, which will be okay for now. So this turn, I really want to get up to the point where we can at least get the service stations set up on this floor here. I could probably hire some outbound, but the number of outbound that I'm going to need to the amount of calls that we're doing. Oh, there we go. We've got a broken computer already. Outbound can do 100, 200. We're going to need 2 offices worth of people. So there you can see there's a broken computer. This guy is not going to be earning us any money, which is terrible. Which is why we're going to want to get ourselves set up really quickly with our service thing. So that's 2,750. Hopefully we get it this time. We do need to get this sorted, because otherwise... Oh, we've got like 3 broken computers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you imagine, that is now 150 calls not being made today. This is going downhill very quickly. As long as we get to 750. There we go. That's great. Now all we need to do is get up to 600, was it? To hire IT staff? 600 to hire IT staff. I reckon tomorrow we'll be able to hire 1 IT staff. If these computers don't stop breaking. If these computers stop breaking, we'll be able to hire one more IT staff, or like one IT staff, to net us the money that we need. To fix the computer. Sorry, I was distracted by my my iPod. Then I realized that the moment that this thing, the countdown that I've got on finishes, it's gonna start whipping like mental, and that I don't want to have happen. So there we go. We're on to the next day. My time is almost up, so let's slow it down at the dawn of this new work day. So I have been Andy, you've been awesome, thank you very much for watching, and catch me next time as we fix up this shitty computer situation we got going. I mean, look at all of this. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 computers down. That's a lot of money going down the drain. Catch me next time when I fix those up. Goodbye.